by Kevin Harvick, who in his career, he's won a Brickyard.
It's working. Do we need Kerry? What do y'all want to know? There he is. You should have hopped on the golf cart. Thank you.
Okay, let's roll right into our post-race for tonight's 65th annual Bojangles Southern 500 here at Darlington Raceway. And what a race it was. Dale Earnhardt Jr. joins us. He's our race runner-up. Your best career finish here at Darlington. Close, so close to getting that win here tonight. Just talk about how things unfolded for you.
Yeah, that was we really weren't a top two car. We were probably the third best car, fourth best car, depending on where Jimmie and Jeff Gordon were. They were pretty good, a little better than us most of the time. But the Ford was the best car, I thought. Jeff was pretty good. But we just, got some good restarts at the end. The outside line was real bad about spinning the tires, and Jimmie hadn't been up there and didn't really know that, so he chose the outside on them restarts, and I knew I had a great shot at getting the lead from him. And we got going. He spun his tires real bad. The Ford got to pushing me a little bit, and we got the lead. And that felt pretty good leading the race. But the Ford just had new tires. We had 30-some laps on our lifts, and it just wasn't going to get the job done with him right there on us. And I probably wished I'd have run the top in 3 and 4, coming to the white, and made him try to pass us on the bottom, but I'm pretty sure he was going to get around us somehow.
Questions now for Dale, if you have one. We'll start here with David and then go to Jim. Go ahead.
David Caravella, NASCAR.com. Dale, you've had such a hate-love relationship with this place. I mean, a career-best second-place finish at what you've called one of your toughest tracks. What does that mean to you?
It's a little disappointing when it comes so close because I know that I don't really run that well here, and the opportunities to win are going to be few compared to other tracks. And so it hurts a little bit to come that close because we work so hard to try to win races, and running second's great, but nobody's going to really remember that. So, but we're proud of it. We're proud of it. So, Steve, I know he's very proud. They did a great job giving me a really good car. To be able to run that well here, the car was phenomenal. So, really proud of those guys' effort. And, even though they know where my shortcomings are, they work their guts out and try to give us the best. Sometimes when, if I admittedly say this isn't my best track, it's easy to sort of back off. But those guys really push the pedal and give me everything they can to give me the best chance to finish as well as I can. They did that tonight. That was a great example of that.
Come up here to Jim. Go ahead.
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer. Somebody just pointed out that the guys who finished 42nd and 43rd last week finished first and second in this race. That's, I guess, a good indicator of the highs and lows that you talked about earlier this week. Is this your performance and your team's performance this week kind of an indicator for you of just how good this season is going, even though you didn't get the win?
Oh, sure. I mean, if you scratch, Texas off the map, that's how good we are. We were running that good the first 2 or 3 races, so I think this is as good as this team's ever been. We got areas where we can probably get a little better, but we're really right there. The 4, I saw the performance of the 4 car. I saw that coming because I know how good Rodney is, and I know how good Kevin is, and pairing them together, that's one of the best pairings in the garage next to this guy sitting next to me and Chad. So that's going to really be a tough combination to battle all year. They're going to win more races. But our team, man, I'm proud and I'm happy where I'm at. These guys are giving me some great stuff. We've really learned each other, and they know they're giving me some really good cars because they know my habits and what I'm looking for.
Jimmie Johnson has joined us as well. Jimmie was our third-place finisher tonight, and Jimmie drives the number 48 Lowe's Cobalt Tools Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. Jimmie, maybe just talk about your run, certainly right on the cusp of getting that win, and just talk about how things went.
Yeah, just very happy to finish there in the top 3. I thought we had a shot at a win. I think if things stayed green after our last pit stop. We had a real good chance at it, good shot at it. So I'm happy with Chad's decision to go with 2. And there were enough cars it took 2 that gave us a little bit of a cushion, and maybe enough of a cushion to make it 4 or 5 laps there. So solid performance. Granted, we struggled in qualifying. We struggled the first run or 2 of the race, but we got the car turning for me and came to life, and really did it the old-fashioned way and just kind of drove up through the field and ended up in second there before the last pit stop. So just proud of the hard work.
And our top Sunoco Rookie of the Year candidate finished 8th tonight. That is Kyle Lawson. Kyle drives the number 42 Target Chevrolet. Kyle, just talk about your trip around Darlington here tonight.
Yeah, I'm just really proud of my Target Chip Ganassi team for how hard they had to work. After I got into the wall yesterday and pulled the backup car out, and the backup car was fast from the first laps we made, so I was really confident going into tonight. Started the race off so loose, and just had to hang on for a couple runs, and Shine got the car tightened up for me, and we were able to run, I thought, top 10 or 12 speeds, and just finally got up there, and then I got in the wall a couple times. I had to pull the fenders back out and drive back up there, and then we had 4 tires at the end, and when a lot of people had 2, so I was pretty excited about that. And restarts just didn't really work out for me that well. It was 12th the first restart, and got the 10th, and got the 8th, and I thought when we had to restart on that last one in 8th, I was going to be in a good spot, but we just stacked up on the top. So still ended up 8th, but all in all, it was a good Saturday for us. Friday was terrible, but my team worked hard.
Okay, we'll open it up for a few more questions for all 3. Let's go to David, we'll go to Matt, and then Bob. David, Matt, Bob, go.
Dale and Jimmy, you guys remember what this place used to be like before the repave, when tire management was everything. And obviously 4 won tonight, and 4 seemed to be the call of choice for most of the race. We see this track get a little grayer every year. Is that old Darlington coming back, and are we getting back to what this place used to be like?
Yeah, I think it's getting closer. It's not all the way there, but it's quickly on its way. It's a lot of fun having having a lot of options, and I don't know why we can run so much lower on the racetrack. Back with the old surface, you wouldn't dare get on the apron area, and heck, I don't think I ran up in the groove, but a handful of laps today I was down on the flat the majority of the race. So yes, the asphalt's aging, but it's driving different, and I assume it's just the cars and how much more downforce we have now. But it is a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, it's definitely getting slicker. I don't know about managing tires. I tried to manage tires. It didn't seem to make no difference. But they built a pretty damn good tire.
Let's go to Matt, and then we'll go to Bob, and then to press box.
Matt Weaver, Popular Speed. It seems like we're having a lot more of these late race cautions and green-white checkers this year compared to even recent years. Is there something with this new championship format or just the tracks that we've gone to so far that makes y'all's driving style a little bit more aggressive and kind of precludes the green-white checkers? That's for both of you guys, Jimmy and Dale.
I wasn't paying attention.
Something about green-white checkers.
I still think about the last question. My bad.
I'll help you out. Yeah, I don't know what brought out the caution with 10 to go or 9 to go or whatever it was. But once we get the first caution, the cautions breed cautions, and I assume there's a lot of pent-up anger out there through 495 miles of racing, and when the guy's got 4 tires on him, I'm sure it was pretty aggressive in the middle of the pack, and that's what caused the other 2 cautions.
Let's go to Bob, and then we'll go to the press box. Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Parker, Sporting News for Dale and Jimmy. You guys didn't have great qualifying. Was today kind of, how do you go from where you were in qualifying to finishing top 3?
I felt like my car was great in race trim, so I'm not a great qualifier, but I knew we had good speed in race trim, and so I wasn't too worried about it. For some reason in qualifying, there's some guys that can really put some stuff together. Look, the petty cars, man, they qualify out of nowhere. Don't race as well, but they definitely qualify pretty impressively. But we just ain't hit on it yet. We'll figure it out.
Kind of the same thing. Qualifying is very important, but with a 500-mile race, it's not the end of the world. So I think with the 20 car and the years of us making fun of him and poor qualifying efforts and good runs. I've been in that category for most of my career too, with mediocre qualifying runs and good finishes. So it's a good thing about the Cup Series. You get a lot of chances to pit your car and work on it, and also make up spots on the track.
Let's go to press box for a couple. Let's go.
This is Jeff Gluck from USA Today for Jimmie. How do you view Harvick right now? Because he's obviously won 2 races, but he's been inconsistent with, even though he's had fast cars, he hasn't been able to finish some races due to no fault of his own. I mean, do you still, even though all that was going on, do you still view him as one of the top threats each week?
Yeah, I definitely think he has been the fastest car all year long. You look at the races that he didn't finish in Vegas. Gosh, where else were we? Texas. There's some tracks where they've been the fastest car and had issues. So I think that Rodney and Kevin both they've really been on it to start the season, and I think we're all been chasing them, honestly.
Press box anymore? Back downstairs for a couple. Dustin and Mike Embry. Go ahead, Dustin.
Dustin Long, MRN.com. Jimmie and Dale, we hit the off weekend now coming up. Where do you assess where you guys are at this point, and just what do you have to do moving forward the next few weeks after this break?
Well, I think we're really got some great performance for our team. We just need to look at our competition, try to understand what we're seeing and where some areas we can improve. And there's some some spots where we can improve and get better, but we run second at one of my worst tracks tonight, so our performance is there. We got the cars, we seem to be on the lead, the leading edge of trying to learn these new rules and understanding what's going on. A lot of guys are in the middle of the pack, are scrambling with their setups, and we seem to be on some sort of path and seeing a pattern in what we're doing, and it seems to be working.
Jimmie?
For us, it's just unloading closer. We seem to find a way come race time to get a good finish and honestly have a shot to win some races, but showing up to the track a little bit closer is key for us. And we're really just trying to get a grasp on these rules, and we go home with what we've learned from a previous race, bring a new mousetrap, and unfortunately, we've had to continue to work on it each week. So that's really our goal, is to show up closer.
Over here, Mike Embry.
Mike Embry, USA Today. Dale, how might the finish have been different if the last caution had not come out?
I don't know. Everybody was telling me that I had a 15-car length lead, and I don't want to hear about that. So I'm gonna hear about it all day tomorrow, man. You almost won it, but yeah, they said we had it won with the 15-car length lead coming to that one white flag when the caution come out on the back straightaway. But I don't know how good Kevin was. He was pretty fast. I think he was gonna drive the shit out of it and try to get there. So I was trying not to look in the mirror and just trying to run as hard as I could. I really didn't know how much speed the car had. We were on 2 tires. It was late in the night. You want to drive the car as hard as you can without driving through the fronts, and we just were running some laps a lot different than we'd been running all night, really. So, but feels good to be close.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. Putting on a great show here this weekend at Darlington. Have a good week off. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Jimmie. Thank you, Dale.